Hey, let's do this. Thanks so much to our patrons. We've had some new patrons joining on in the last couple of days. Our lovely, lovely people, and our animal people, the Meow Collective in there as well. And everybody who's a part of us. We've also got several new people. Sonia Hannon's in there, Dark Fella's in there. And we've got on this wall, I believe Ian Fraser upgraded. Lee. We'll go with that. And Hannah Reid, I believe, are also new. So thank you all for being a part of what we do. It does really genuinely make a difference. We're going to have a bit of a target. We'll talk to you more about that next week because we're getting quite close to me being able actually to turn this into somewhat of a job rather than a kind of a thing we do on the site. It's not that far away, and the patrons are the ones. And when you straight away say, well, what about you? Well, I kind of do all the other day-to-day grind and editing and that kind of stuff. But we're getting really close to this almost being able to pay for itself. Like, honestly, we are, all thanks to the patrons. So we're going to go on a bit of a crusade next week to tell you a bit more about that. But for tonight, this is what I wanted to show you. Ready for this, Joey? Now, we have about 200, just a smidge under, paid patrons. You guys are amazing. It's a big number, right? All of these people, right? All of these lovely people on some, and there's another person who signed in today about an hour ago who's not on the board. You'll be on Monday. Now, you ready for this, Chewy? I'm going to show you our first patron billboard. Our first one, that was this style. There were probably ones before that, but the first one was about 13 months ago. And I'm just showing you this again. Look, see, this is all these people who are supporting what we do. You see all those people? All those lovely people? There's about 200 of them. You ready? This is the people who were doing it about 30 months ago. That's it. I mean, I'm not saying that's it like it's a bad way, but there's about 30. Some fabulous people. Some of those people still with us tonight, like still with us on the patron pages. But it's growing from that 13 months ago. You guys gave me a ton of problems, making me figure out how I'm going to change that to that.
Patron Tetris.
Patron Tetris. And we're actually getting to that point again. Yeah, there's this thing in Photoshop that you can quite easily change the spaces between and what I've actually had to do with these ones here, the coffee runners, I believe that font is about 20, but the space between them has got to 17 because I've had to pick it, making it a bit tighter and a bit tighter and a bit tighter and a bit tighter just to fit everybody in. You do notice, though, just a little side, you do notice there's lots of room for executive producers. Just saying, there's lots of room there for executive producers. You know, we could have a couple more of those. It wouldn't be such a bad thing. But yeah, we'll talk to you more about that next week. And look, I guess from me to you, from us to you, a huge thanks. People that were with us sort of on day one and people that are with us today. This is also indicative, not necessarily just of the patrons, but of the growth in general we have found ourselves, the growth in general, because, with the growth comes more patrons. So it's indicative of the growth we've been seeing. It's indicative of more people wanting to get behind us. And we hear it all the time, guys. We hear there's nothing else like you out there. And we know. And if you're someone who's a bit of a lurker, welcome. You're welcome to lurk. If you've been around for a while and you're kind of going, well, I think it's probably time to help these guys out in any little way we can, then maybe tonight you might consider. Or maybe if you're watching this on demand, you might consider. Because we're all about it. And we're all about keeping going with this as long as we can. I'm not saying that like in a threatful way like we're going anywhere, but we're getting real close in the patronage only to being able to make this sort of pay for itself. I mean, it might be a couple of grand a month off, but actually compared to the start, it's getting really close. Really close. So I wanted to share that with you. Maybe it is a bit of a pitch, but more so than a pitch, it's also just wanting to show you guys where we're at and say thanks to you, where we've come from and where we've got to. Cool. Anything you want to add to that, Joe? I know you don't really handle that kind of stuff. It's sort of back.
No, I just sit back and I'm amazed. I'm amazed every time we put it up, and I guess humbled because I mean things aren't easy at the moment for the money for a lot of people, and for someone to put their money literally where their mouth is and sort of back us is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly how we feel. We don't take it for granted, whether it's $5 or $250, which are kind of from the not bottom, but the least to the most significant investment. We take none of it for granted because, there's $30 or $45 people there. You put them all together, it just makes a significant difference.